Well, you've made it to your first part of your assignment by accessing this video. And in this video, I'm going to teach you a few key things about changing some of your account settings that will really help you alleviate some aggravation. So what we're looking at here is your landing page. It's probably going to look a little bit different from this one because it's dependent on the courses and the groups that you're enrolled in. So this is my landing page. When I log into Schoology, this is where I come. Up here in the right hand corner, you're going to see your name, and next to it you're going to see a drop down box. Go ahead and click on that drop down box, and what you're going to see is when you access it, there are a lot of really important things in terms of account settings. So we're going to start with account settings here. When you click on that, you're going to see that one of the things that you can do is set this so that your name is what you'd like your students to call you. So I display my title in place of my first name. I prefer that my students not call me Tara during class. So by putting my title, it kind of alleviates that aggravation. In addition, you want to make sure that the time zone is correct. That's going to be extremely important when you're setting times for accessing assessments or folders and assignments. When you scroll down, you're going to see, if you're really tech savvy, that you can connect with Facebook, Twitter, and Google your Schoology account. But please be cautious with this. Remember, this is an educational platform and should be used very wisely in terms of social media. When you scroll all the way to the bottom, you're going to see this really tiny little title of File Uploader. I have found that it is much easier and quicker to upload files if you have the basic circle chosen. For some reason, whenever I have advanced on, it just takes a much longer time and it gets sort of bogged down. So I would change this, if I were you, to save yourself some headache. So once you've done what you need to do in here, you can go ahead and click on Save Changes. And then we're going to move over to the Notifications tab. This is extremely important, and unfortunately I learned this the hard way when my email was inundated with Schoology messages. It was crazy because I have 75 students per semester approximately, and every day they're all turning in multiple submissions and discussion posts. I don't need to receive an email every time that happens because that was just absolute email insanity. So you're going to see on most of these, I have turned them off. Now under mobile, that is not connected to my personal cell phone. It's actually connected to my school-issued iPad. So you might want to be careful with that as well. So take a look through these and just see what you think you want to do. Now this one I do find important. When a student messages me through the site, I do like to hear my computer make the email ping so that it alerts me that I have an email, possibly a message from a student, because Schoology itself doesn't make a noise, and most often that's a student who's reaching out for help without raising their hand. They don't want to call attention to themselves, and that's one of the great uses of this. So I like to keep that on so it comes to my email. So once you get everything squared away there and keep your email from being abused by Schoology, go ahead and click Save Changes once more. The last thing I want to show you is the messaging feature. Up here again by your name, you're going to see a little envelope. And when you click on that, you won't see all this because you didn't have any students messaging you yet, but you can send a message to pretty much anybody who's in the network. So I'm going to click on New Message, and I'm going to go ahead and put my name in, and you'll see it pulls up the names, and there I am, Miss Salatiga. So if you at any time during this training have any questions, feel free to message me. And if I'm at my computer or near it, then I will respond back. So then you can just type in the subject field, the message, and hit send, just like a regular email. When you receive a message, you will receive a little notification that shows you how many messages you have. And once again, you can just click on that, and then you can open and you can read your messages. A student messaged me quite often. And that's how messaging works. Those are just some really important little setting features that you need to be aware of right off the bat when using Schoology. Now it's time for you to move on to numbers 2 and 3 and 4 in this assignment. You can come back and rewatch this video at any time if you get bogged down or lost.